next topic, we're going to look at the customs procedure codes. So we have two types. We have the customs regime codes that precedes customs procedure codes when we are entering your data on the ICOMS interface. So first of all, we are going to look at custom regime codes. They are different from customs procedure code that is normally shortened as CPC. The custom regime codes establishes the general intention of any importer, exporter, or the otherwise. Codes that precedes customs procedure codes when we are entering your data on the ICOMS interface. So first of all, we are going to look at custom regime codes. They are different from customs procedure code that is normally shortened as CPC. The custom regime codes establishes the general intention of any importer, exporter, or the otherwise. But customs procedure code further goes to specify the intention of that trading public. First of all, we have a general intention, and that is guided by custom regime codes that are normally two figures. They are normally started, the basic and the fundamental ones are 1 to 9. So we have the then part followed by 0. So we don't have only a single digit, we have two digits. We have 10, 20, 30, as you see it in your folder, and they all denote a particular customs regime. Yes, if you are exporting and we are entering your data, you use 10, and everybody knows that you are exporting some goods from Ghana. But if you are going to export goods from Ghana and bring them back, temporary export, you use 20. If you are going to re-export cargo that has been brought but rejected or for any other reason, you use 30. And you go to use 40 for the almighty whole consumption. Then we have all the regimes have got their codes. Yes. But if you go further, a regime can be intended and later the regime can be changed. If that is done, there are other, you pick the first letters of the two regimes, put them together, and they all form another customs regime anyway. For instance, if you warehouse your goods and you are now coming to warehouse them, now you are coming to warehouse them for home consumption, and the code for home consumption is 40, and the code for warehousing regime is 70. So you take 4 and take 7, then we establish another 2 digits regime code. That is X warehousing. It's also a regime on its own. So that is the way. So if apart from the 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, you see other 2 combinations that are not preceded by 0 by actual figures, that is the reason. Then if we move on, you see that the customs procedure codes specifies your intention now, and they are normally 5 alpha the 5 alpha numeric series. So they are normally 2 digits beginning, and the middle portion is always a letter or an alphabet, and 2 digits will close it. So that letter in the middle of the 5 alphanumeric digit or code indicates the specific intention or the transaction the person wants to undertake with customs. So if you say, for instance, 40A so and so, meaning the transaction is being gathered by grants and aids, so definitely the system will not calculate taxes because grants and aids are from diplomatic bodies. But the moment you see D, meaning this your system will be calling for what? Payment of full duties. If you don't want to pay duties, it is exemption, you use E. Then if it is free, you use F, and the list goes on and on. So custom regime codes are 2 digits only, but custom procedure codes are 5 alphanumeric. 2 digits, the middle is always a letter, then 2 digits close, but the letter signals what that specific intention or transaction of the trading public is. It's very, very important. Yes. So the list is there. More examples are there that you can go through and understand this. The procedure is simple to proceed, but the coding, if you are familiar with the coding, you understand it better. So that is for custom regime codes and customs procedure codes. Yes. about the post-entry and simple amendments. Yes.
Good morning.
Also gone through the entry and clearance of goods through the ICOMS and related matters. Yeah, we have done the bonds and securities, and then now we're going to look at some customs regimes. The customs regimes are about, let me go back and say how many of the customs regimes do we have? The customs regimes are the primary and the fundamental ones are 9. Direct export, temporal export, re-export. So, but we'll be looking at about 4 or 5 of them for you to get the awareness and a few knowledge about what customs regime is. But principally, they all operate on the same basis, on the same platform.